Hi, this is Judy Castleberry, and tonight I'm talking about consumer behavior. What is it, and why should I care about it, or actually, why should we as a class care about it? So, of course, we need to start with the definition. This is a definition from marketingteacher.com. Basically says it's the study of consumers and the processes they use to choose, use, and dispose of products and services. They also talk about incorporating ideas from several sciences, including psychology, biology, chemistry, and economics. This is a little more concise definition from Wikipedia, which is the study of individuals, groups, or organizations and the processes they use to select, secure, use, and dispose of products, services, experiences, or ideas to satisfy their needs and wants. Frankly, both of those are kind of wordy. So the one I like the best is consumer behavior is the why of the buy. So in our book, when it talks about the why of the buy, it lists several components. These are market analysis, market segmentation, market strategy, consumer decision process, and of course, outcomes. So let's start with market analysis. Market is huge, just like the ocean is huge. And saying that we're going to analyze a market is like trying to find a particle in the ocean. So it's important to understand that we can't get lost in all this. Instead, we need to start with a few basic questions. What part of the ocean does my company occupy? For example, what are the products, services, experiences that I sell or that people are interested in my area of the ocean? Who else is in my part of the ocean? Are they just little flecks out at sea? Are they people who are going to help me, like partners that we can form a coalition? Or are they competitors? Are they going to ram my boat and sink me? What are the conditions? Are those dark clouds moving in? Or are they moving out? What are the trends in the market? Just as an example, some of you might remember Kodak. Kodak was a company that developed film and cameras, biggest producer of films and cameras in the United States for many, many years. They missed the trend, the dark clouds on the horizon of digital cameras. Digital cameras don't use film. Kodak had built their market around the film. So they missed that trend and are now bankrupt. That's why understanding the piece of the ocean you occupy is so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about market segmentation, which is basically finding out who your customers are and realizing that there's different kinds of markets. And you can segment them in several different ways, such as product-related needs set. Now on the screen is something I use a lot in another part of my work, which is the value proposition canvas. But I think it's a good way to describe how you can look at a segment of the market. So I wanted to introduce the concept. So there's lots of people who buy and use laptop computers. Huge, huge market. I'm willing to bet that most people in this class are using one right now. But just because there's lots of people that use computers doesn't mean we all use them the same way. So I want to focus on a group that does more than just use it for email and surfing. They use it for gaming. So when you think of gamers and you think of people in that market, some of the things they want are speed, good graphics, and kind of a coolness factor about their computer. Some of the pain, some of the things they don't want are something highly priced because, frankly, if you've got good speed and graphics and all the coolness factor, there probably is a price issue. And they also don't want poor battery life because those all are things that suck up batteries. So it's very important to someone in the gaming market to understand that this is what their consumers are looking for. So as they create their products and the messaging around their products, they do things like focus on speed, graphics, and coolness factor. They talk about value for money and their excellent battery life because they want to produce the best computer for gaming. But there's more to it than that. when we talk about marketing strategy, we also have to look at things like the product, which we've already described a little bit, price, distribution, promotion, and service. This is the second half of that value proposition canvas I just showed. So I think it's really important that we also understand that that is part of the marketing strategy. But we're back to the consumer. So now that we've got this segment of the market, how do they make decisions within that market? Well, this is the consumer decision process. I think it's interesting. The first thing you start with is you have to recognize the problem. So I'm going to talk about a problem I recognized recently. My back was hurting. And I got to thinking that my mattress that I sleep on every night is about 17 years old. And so I decided that the problem was I needed a new mattress. So I went out and did a little information searching. I talked to a few family and friends. My sister remarried a couple of years ago, and because of that, there were 2 beds in the house. And so they had quite a discussion about which had the best mattress. The higher priced Tempur-Pedic was not the ultimate solution. And so it was just some good information for my family. I did a little internet searching, which meant I immediately got ads on Facebook for every single kind of mattress out there. But I also got some rather useful consumer's guides because, again, a mattress isn't something you buy every day, and there's a lot of different decisions to make around how you buy one. I even went out, did a little test driving, laid down on several mattresses. So I'd like to say my evaluation on why I chose a special mattress was just this. I want to be able to sleep like a baby. But there's more to it than that. There's my lifestyle. Do I read in bed? Do I sleep by myself? Do I sleep with other people? Am I going to have slumber parties? I don't know, something along that line. Are brands important to me? What's the price point? You can buy mattresses anything from $200 to $2,000 and up. So what price am I willing to pay for this? Availability. I live in a fairly small town. There's a limited number of places you can buy a mattress. I don't want to buy one on the internet because if there's a problem, I don't want to have to box it up and send it back. So that's a real major issue for this particular product. What are the alternatives? Maybe I just need some new pillows. Maybe I just need a new topper for my existing mattress. Or I don't always have to buy. So those are all things that the consumer goes through as they are deciding which product, or if they are going to buy a product at all. So far, I've described the what of consumer behavior. So now I'm going to talk about the why for a moment. As marketers, if we understand our consumer, we can develop a marketing plan that will touch them effectively at every step of the process. This results in better outcomes for both our customer and us. For the customer, their needs are satisfied. They're happy with what they got. As a business, we call that customer satisfaction. Well, the really cool thing about customer satisfaction is it leads to people repeating the sale or referring someone else for the sale. Again, you only buy a mattress every 10 years. They obviously are going out of business in between times that they wait on you. So those referral sales are very, very important. That results in a larger market share. And of course, sales. So that's the reason why we need to look at this as marketers, is to understand how to go from understanding the big part of the market to what our consumer needs and how we satisfy that need. These are my references, and I thank you very much for listening.